Hello folks, and we're back with another video. My thoughts on this recent flick, well, not really recent. I don't know, I think it says 2020, but then I swear somewhere else online it said 2021. It's a Neil Marshall flick, who I guess did the Descent movie, and apparently this one, The Reckoning, which is basically which Salem trial era period piece, sorta. Well, not mostly. This woman, Evelyn, a young widow, haunted by the recent suicide of her husband Joseph, is falsely accused of being a witch by her landlord, douchebag guy, and pretty much she's being tortured throughout this movie to endure pain and to pretty much to confess that she is a witch when she's not really. And I was surprised by the credits, because not only did the actress who she plays the main woman, the main character, Grace, but she also co-wrote this with Neil and another person, and she also executive produced it as well with others. So I gotta say, I was surprised to see that Charlotte Kirk, who plays Grace, I thought her performance in this did really good. Like, I actually liked her acting. I thought the story was good. Even the ending, final 10 minutes, whatever, was pretty good. I guess a comeuppance, pretty much, which and this is based off actual events, pretty much, that took place, years and years. But it just makes me, mad how people use, religion to get their way into stuff and have people follow them and blindly, and then that leads to people getting killed or whatever. So, that's a terrible time in history for sure. Like, one of the most scariest. Just somebody sneezes, I guarantee. Or, well, not, okay, maybe not that, but you know what I mean. This landlord, he's mad that she wouldn't, because the husband dies recently, and pretty much the landlord, he wants to try to get with Grace, and she's not having it, and then he goes to town, and I mean, he didn't really say, he said there's something wicked about that place, but then it's mostly the townspeople that are putting stuff, rumors of her being a witch, or that's why her husband died, because she's a witch, or she poisoned him maybe, or. And then the landlord guy, I guess he's supposed to be the main enforcer of that bar or town or whatever, because he's like, I own all you, and I'm like, all you people can just gang up on this guy. I guess he's supposed to be the main boss of all these people. But then they call in this executioner guy type specialist who deals with witches, who pretty much we find out in the earlier opening, the very first thing that we see is a family getting ripped apart and away from each other because the mom's been accused, and you find out that was Grace as a little girl, and her mom got accused, and then she confessed, but only to save pretty much the life of her daughter by this guy, this older guy. But yeah, I overall I liked the film. I wouldn't say it's an amazing film, but I did like the story of perseverance and endurance. How much can you really endure if your willpower, and even though it's unfair, because it's well, you know what, we're going to torture you, and even though you still are fighting us to, we're still going to kill you either way. So it's just confess and make it easier. How is it going to be easy when I know my outcome anyway. So it's like, why would I give up just to satisfy you, even though you're getting satisfaction from my torturing or being tortured? It's like, what's the use? And then there's this actress. I was surprised she had a hand in writing, so I guess she was okay with the nudity. And yeah, although I don't like how I'm gonna show off my butt in this movie throughout somewhat, but I'm not gonna show my boobs because like I didn't understand that. Like she was all right with bare butt all day long, but we gotta cover those boobs. I was like, why? And she's a gorgeous, woman. I'm like, wow. There was like one scene where it's like a J-Lo, that one J-Lo music video with her and Iggy Azalea or whatever, where they're in the shower or whatever, and their butts are all shiny and whatever. That reminded me, there's a scene in this where she's like hugging the devil or whatever. It's a cool shot with the devil. They do have a devil in this, where his wings like open up and then close, would embrace her pretty much. Like some of the dream sequences were pretty interesting. I thought maybe they would go in the direction where, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna I need to get my daughter and we're out of here. So I thought maybe she would make a pact with the devil, because he pops up throughout this movie in dream sequences and trying to, I guess, trick her into surrendering. But of course she continues to fight through the brutal, punishments where first they whip her and then they put her up on this thing where all they is suspended on this wooden torture thing. I thought it was one of those things where they stretch your arms or legs out, but no, it's not. I guess it's not that. It's just a thing that can go back or up, and they stick a needle in her feet, and then at one point they stick some weird looking big thing in her cooch. But I felt really bad for her. But I was cheering more for her to, keep on, and she does, and everybody gets their comeuppance in this. So, although it's kind of sad where she, the final act where I'm gonna go off on a limb and just say she found her daughter, because at one point when they're escaping, her and this townsboy, whatever, he helps her throughout the movie, kind of tries to talk to her and stuff, and during the climax or whatever, where she wants him to go off with her baby because she thinks she's been poisoned, because there's like a plague during this time as well. So she has him run off and meet up with her friend, who also has a scene where she kills her husband because her husband's a douchebag as well. It doesn't seem like all these men back in the day were like just paranoid and really horny, I guess. I mean, for this woman, I mean, can you blame them? But she says no, so no. But yeah, she makes it out of the castle. She kills the landlord guy who, started all this to begin with, and she kills the guy who killed her mom years ago. And I guess she travels through the tunnels or sewers or whatever, because then she ends up out of the kingdom and through the ocean water or whatever. She's on land and she stands triumphant, which is a pretty cool ending scene. And it has this text of, I can't remember the woman's name, but I think it was like 500,000 or whatever women were tried for witchcraftery and died or whatever. That's terrible. Like, and based off what? Like, just because either somebody didn't like something that they did, or they said something to them, so then they lie and have everybody uproar and let's hang them and torture them until they confess, even though we believe, based off no evidence, that they displayed any witchcraft or devil worship at all. But we want to go off on a limb and go under the word of this guy who we don't know from Adam. I guess that. But anyway, yeah, I like the movie. I like the ending. I guess, because the kid and the baby meet up with her neighbor, friend, or whatever that she wanted him to meet up with, who killed her husband. She ends up inviting him to go off with them to, I don't know what town or what, I guess they want to get away from whatever. But so, in my mind, I'm going to just go off and, create my own canon and just say she found her daughter and her friend and that kid later on. Because, because I don't like it how it's just, alright, she survived, but now she gotta look for her daughter and that kid. But yeah, overall, I like the movie. I thought it was a pretty decent, different take for. This is way better than the stupid witch movie, 2015 or whatever. That family. At least this. Granted, even without the nudity, I still like the film. In this, but I don't know, like the characters or the main character was way more likable and is way more engaging than what the witch has to offer, where it's just a family who's paranoid, whatever, blame each other, whatever. But then, like, stupid stuff where the dad dies because he's refusing to defend himself against a stupid goat, and then drops the weapon because religion, I guess, his religion. He doesn't want to. I don't know. But that movie sucked balls to me. I did a rant review on that. You can watch it on this channel. It's somewhere on this channel anyway. But yeah, I don't like that movie. This movie where it deals with hunting witches and all that. This is way more interesting, way more better characters to a degree. At least the lead girl is I was behind her character way more than any of the characters in that other freak show movie. But yeah, and people I guess don't like this film apparently. I don't know why, and it's not like a torture porn type movie. I mean, there is torture. It's not graphic really, so. And it's low budget, but still, the production on this was really decent and good compared to like other movies that try to deal with this. But yeah, it gets like bad reviews, and I don't get why. 'Cause I thought it was actually decent. And this is way more horrifying to be accused of. It's more to be accused of something and then you already know the outcome, even if you do, even if you can, though you're not that actual, like if somebody accuses you of murdering somebody and you know you didn't do it, but they're going to keep taunting you and torturing you anyway that you did it, and then they tell you they're going to still kill you either way, so it's like, why even? That's more horrifying than, like... So that's bull. But yeah, overall, I liked the movie. I thought it was a decent watch. I liked the character of Grace. I thought she was a pretty cool character. Pretty tough character. And, Neil Marshall, I think people need to ease off of him for a minute, because he tried something different for a change, and not just same old monster movie. But I guess people don't like that. They want him to go more horror direction. So yeah, I would say give this a watch for sure.